Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Feazell, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television, radio, and podcast talk show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zone as I get to ride home with you in the afternoon. You can find us on television up in AP's neck of the woods. You can find us out there on channel 182 Charter Communications, close to Huntsville, Alabama. Another way you can find us is on Abundant Television, found on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast on thenewscasters.com. That's another great way that we can all stay in contact with each other. You know what, AP, I don't want people to get in trouble at work by watching us while they're on the job. So You can watch us actually off the beaten path by going to Facebook.com and some of the other social media sites. And by the way, if you want to see some of AP's shows from last year, maybe last season, just kind of compare notes just to see how well he was scheduled and right on point when it comes to some of your questions, just type in Donna Feazell, AP Steadham, and you'll be able to pull them up. So we've got other ways that you can do that as well. AP Steadham, again, continue sending email to Donna@donnasedge.com, Donna@donnasedge.com. AP, a lot of stuff going on. You've had a very interesting past week.
We did, Donna. We had a chance to drive down to the Thibodaux, Louisiana Nichols campus to attend and cover the Manning Passing Academy. Now, Donna, that's a camp that's held by Archie Manning, his sons Eli and Peyton and Cooper Manning, and they've held it. This is the 30th year, the 30th annual Manning Passing Academy. So we'd had a chance to visit and interview. I think we did, because we only have 40 minutes, Donna. So we did 8 or 9 quarterbacks, several from the SEC and some from outside the conference as well. We had the Oklahoma, Mississippi State, Kentucky, Texas. Trying to think of the other quarterbacks we had there. We interviewed the Notre Dame quarterback. We interviewed the SMU quarterback. So you can watch all those videos, those interviews on our YouTube channel, AP As We See It. And we had a chance to also interview Archie Manning himself, the legend from Ole Miss. So that interview is on our YouTube channel, AP As We See It.
Oh, so what are some of the questions you asked Mr. Manning?
I think one of the most interesting ones, and I was hoping that he would answer this question. I asked him, would he enjoy playing during this era of football? And could he play? And he gave a nice detailed answer. He had a conversation. He said one time with his son Eli, they were watching a game a year or so ago, and so it was fun to listen to his answer. Yeah, I enjoyed that question the most, I think.
Well, do you think he agrees with the new thing, or is he still up in the air about it?
Yeah, no, he thought he could play in this system because now the quarterbacks are able to run in the system and pass as well. And of course, he was a very versatile player, dual threat quarterback way back. His grandson Arch has that capability of being able to throw and run the football with equal effectiveness. So yeah, Archie Manning way back playing for Ole Miss, he would have loved playing in this era and been highly productive.
Yeah, no doubt. And, really quick to make decisions and jump over hurdles and all the new things that have happened.
Yes.
So now that you've had these interviews, you talked with a few of these guys, how do you feel about the upcoming season? Have you changed your mind on who's number one, who to be watching out for?
I think Texas is a team they went all out by having that $47 million roster of acquiring talent. So they have plenty of people on the offensive side now to support Arch Manning at the quarterback position. And defensively, they brought in Will Muschamp to be the defensive coordinator. That's his specialty. So I think they're poised to have an excellent season. They have to play Ohio State. Oh, yeah, by the way, I interviewed the Ohio State quarterback. Mm-hmm. And Arch Manning of Texas and Julian Sayin of Ohio State, the quarterback, they will face off. I think it's the second week, I believe it is, of the season. So that's a big game to be held in Austin, Texas. Ohio State will be coming back to Austin. I think that's the second time in their history of those two programs. So that's a huge pendulum swinging game for the SEC and the Big Ten. Who can win that ball game?
Sounds like it's going to be a nail biter.
It should be, I think so. Yeah, because their rosters are comparable, and they're the top rosters in the country. Those two teams.
As far as their strengths and their weaknesses.
Yeah, well, Ohio State, they have Julian Sand, and he was started last year for the first time. When Texas and Ohio State played last year, it was 14-7. Ohio State won that ball game. But he has Jeremiah Smith, the best receiver, coming back. And he has some other talented people. So offensively, they should be as good as anybody, although they didn't perform as well as they could have in the 3 games against the top talent. They only scored 14 points against Texas. They scored 10 points against Indiana, and then 14 against Miami in the playoff. 10 points against Indiana was in the championship game of the Big Ten. So, but I would think they took some corrective action to take advantage of all this excellent talent that they have on offense. So, and then Texas will have Arch Manning, who played very well the last 7 or 8 ball games, and he has Cam Coleman, the wide receiver, coming over from Auburn, very skilled and talented. So both teams play good defense, but they have exceptional players on the offensive end at the quarterback position and at the wide receiver positions. So I'm looking forward to a higher. I think it'll be a higher score than 14-7. Because both quarterbacks, that was their first time to really start last year, the opening game. So I think you're going to see more offense than 14 and 7 points, respectively.
Let me ask you a question. This is about the new portal and scoring, how they score. So do you feel like the scores are closer now? Like we had the first year of just kind of like play it. Because before, I'm telling these one just like rip the other one, and there would be like 20 difference or 30 points difference between the scores.
Yes. Yeah, that's essentially, Donna. That's why you're seeing the scores are closer and the margin of victory is tighter. And Donna, we also mentioned this as part of the equation and one of the variables. You have to coach your team, because if the talent is very close, the decisions that you make and try to execute, it's a difference in the outcome of the ball game. And I think some coaches can be exposed, Donna, with their decisions. Yeah. Because before there were the huge margins, and it didn't matter as much. It wasn't noticed. Maybe a decision they made to go forward on 4th down or punt the ball on 4th down. Now, those are plays that are monumental and could win or lose the game.
And it puts a little more spotlight out there.
It does. That's right. Correct. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, in the world with camera phones and all this stuff, everybody has a camera. I mean, like almost everybody's a broadcaster who goes to a football game.
Right. But they can. Yeah, they can make a video. Sure. They can comment on the game for sure. Put it up on their own individual site. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. You can do that. But it's still why they call it the rulers of the whole thing is what the whole deciding factor is there. But we just noticed that like it's no longer 30 points hardly.
No, not too much. Yeah, pretty competitive now.
I think that was kind of done by design with this new portal, so we could have closer. I'm just telling you.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if that was the consequence or unintended or otherwise, but that has been the result so far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's. I'm just looking forward to this coming season. I think we're going to see even more, things that we never saw before.
I think so.
Forecast that. What do you think that might be? What are some things we're going to see?
Yeah, I think so. I'm interested to see if Vanderbilt. They had the historic 10 wins last year. Mm-hmm. They have a new quarterback, but the same coaching staff. But they did attract a highly talented freshman to play quarterback. Let's see if he can adapt to playing in the SEC. You're wanting to see if some other teams will emerge that had not been having good seasons, let's say, in the past 2 to 4 years. I mean, Indiana, we know, was the worst in college sports history with their football program. The winning percentage was, I think it was in 40-something or high 30-something percent, and then they went 16-0. Nobody's gone 16-0 then thinks into Yale. Maybe it was I don't know, 1894 or something, way back there, right? 100 plus years ago. But there are another team or teams like a Vanderbilt or Indiana that's going to have tremendous success way beyond what we've seen in the last decade or so. I'm anxious to, who might that be that's going to overcome their past failings to have, let's say, 9, 10, 11 wins, maybe even make the playoffs. Yeah.
Well, now I'd seem to be gearing my questions to you a little bit differently, because before, the beginning of the season, I would ask you who's the Cinderella team. Now
Right.
you both have talked about this. There may be several Cinderella teams.
Possibility, yeah. And we're still waiting for teams, let's say like a USC, who's been a blue-blooded team. They haven't made the playoffs yet. Maybe this is their year. We see Penn State has got a new coaching staff in Donna. I think they brought over 25. Think about this. I think they brought over 25 players from Iowa State. That's where that coach came from. I think he brought with him 20 plus players to Penn State. He brought the quarterback Rocco Beck. So can Penn State get back into the playoffs? I think they have a good chance. That's one of the teams, but they're a blue-blooded team anyway. But they haven't had good fortune the last year or so. So can they get back in the playoffs?
Let me ask you another question, because we all know who Lee Iacocca is. He turned Chrysler around. Okay,
Right.
So it could be a new coach, or maybe it's just somebody trying to make a name of themselves.
Yeah.
Who is a new coach that you think we'll start hearing more from? Who could be the Lee Iacocca of his team?
Right. This particular season, yeah.
Is it too early?
Yeah, I think it's too early, but everyone has high hopes. I mean, you take, for instance, a program like Florida, Donna.
Mm-hmm.
You can recruit the state of Florida and have a championship team. You don't even have to go outside the state. So the new coach, John Sumrall, he came over from Tulane. But this is his first season, and they have to find their quarterback and get moving in the right direction again. But Florida's a team in the next couple of years. You can watch them and see if they can make a turnaround. Can Tennessee have a resurgence of their program? They're looking to have a new quarterback, and they get back into the playoffs. Can South Carolina rebound? They were 4-8 last year. They have a good quarterback, or with some ability that can be one of the top quarterbacks in the country, but he needs the support like everybody. He has to have the offensive line blocking for him. Can Clemson rebound? 7-6 last year. Mm-hmm. And we know they've had national championships and won the conference under Dabo Swinney, but they've been steadily dropping in the rankings and the win column. So they need to have a drastic turnaround of the program from 7 wins, 6 losses if they want to get back to the playoffs and or be content for that conference as well. Mm-hmm. So is there a person that can turn it around this particular year? I think it's too early to tell, because, Donna, there's always there's been a huge changeover in the rosters with this transfer portal business. So we're going to have to watch the quarterback and some of the early games, the non-conference game where they play against some challenging opponents. So that's a wait and see right now, but it'd probably be somebody that turns it around.
I think there's so many variables that we never thought of before that, it all has to kind of take place and it all has to align. But, this might be the year of the lines. I know it sounds early, but I still feel like it can.
Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns. The quarterback, you bring over a new quarterback, does it fit in the system? Other players in supporting roles, they're unknown. They're supposedly talented, but do they fit in? Is there team chemistry? Is the coaching staff making the right decisions during the games and developing the players and creating that culture, this one-year culture? Because it's a culture that's you're trying to promote for your program, but they're having new people play the part. So you have to acclimate them and see if they're on board. And we don't know. There's so many unknowns. Yeah.
Let's go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. We'll talk more. Twin City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. You know, finding the right home isn't just about bedrooms and square footage. It's about comfort, security, and the feeling you get the moment you walk through the door. That's why so many families across Greenwood and the Lakelands area trust Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams. And I'll tell you from personal experience, Jenny was my realtor, and she truly cares about her clients. Jenny takes the time to listen, to understand what matters most, and to guide you every step of the way, whether you're buying your first home, upgrading, or ready to sell. Because this isn't just a transaction, it's your life. With local knowledge, personal care, and a commitment to getting it right, Jenny Ferguson makes the process simple and even enjoyable. So if you're thinking about buying or selling, now's the time to make your move. Call Jenny Ferguson with Keller Williams in Greenwood today and take the next step toward a place you'll truly love coming home to. Shine your style at Kiss My Glass right here in the Anderson Mall. There's a place where style meets sparkle. At Kiss My Glass, every piece is handcrafted, custom designed, and made to shine just like you. Owner Beth Gibson brings creativity to life with stunning custom tumblers, gifts, and one-of-a-kind pieces you won't find anywhere else. Look for the perfect gift or something uniquely you, from bold and glamorous to simple and elegant. There's something for every style, so stop by, get inspired, and leave with something unforgettable. Kiss My Glass inside the Anderson Mall, Anderson, South Carolina, where your sparkle begins. Be sure to check out Kiss My Glass on Facebook for updates and specials and gift ideas. Good afternoon, Sunshine. Medical Minute brought to you by Dr. Chuck with Lakelands Chiropractic, where an ounce of prevention is worth what? A pound of cure. So what is the Beamer? Okay, now the Beamer uses very gentle pulse to electromagnetic signals. This will stimulate healthy muscles and it supports the temporary blood flow. Now let's talk Beamer and circulation support. Now the Beamer gently supports natural circulation in healthy muscles. Now that's what I call natural health. Thank you so much for watching your Medical Minute, brought to you by Dr. Chuck. You know who he's with. He's with Lakelands Chiropractic, where an ounce of prevention is worth what? A pound of cure. I hope you have a super duper awesome rest of the afternoon. You take care.
I'm excited to announce our Christmas extravaganza is finally here. Get this season's flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. They won't last long, so get them while you can. Our famous My Slippers, they have been on sale for over a year. Regularly $119.98, now only $59.98. Our 6-piece towel sets are back in stock with extremely limited quantities, only $29.98. With hundreds of MyPillow products, there's something for everyone on your Christmas list. Bathrobes, duvets, quilts, down comforters, and so much more. So go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to save on all MyPillow products. For example, flannel sheets for as low as $59.98. Or our 6-piece towel sets, just $29.98. But that's not all. I'm extending our 60-day money-back guarantee until March 1st of 2025. Plus, all orders over $75 or more ship absolutely free.
We are back.
Lowe's knows that the projects you build in spring are the ones you can't wait to share. It's why we make sure you have our best deals with My Lowe's Rewards and that you get help from people who've
been there,
done that.
Try this.
This spring, we'll help you build something rewarding.
Hey, Stan. What's up? I made you something.
Oh, thank you.
And I got something for you. You grew these?
Of course.
Lowe's knows how to help you spring.
My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge television, radio, and podcast talk show. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning 2 p.m. on the Eastern time zones. We get to ride home with each other in the afternoon. It's always so much fun to have AP Steadham. He also has a show, AP As We See It. You want to talk about the show? Who'd you have last week, and who's coming on this week?
Yeah, last week, Donna, we had Blake Toppemeyer, the senior national college football columnist for USA Today Network. So we reviewed the SEC and some of the legislation that is proposed. So we had a nice conversation for a couple of segments as well. Then I gave my prediction of a few favorites that I thought would win the SEC or contend for the title, and also my surprise team at this juncture, at this moment. And then this week, we're going to have Kevin Carter. Kevin was an All-American football player at the University of Florida, defensive end, one of the all-time players for them. And he does broadcasting on the CBS network. So I know that we're going to have a discussion with him about the SEC and the Big Ten and college football in general coming up this week.
I got to ask you a question. So, and so many variables, so many things are different now, but do you still feel like the SEC is the powerhouse?
I think that the SEC has some teams that will make the playoffs and have a chance. And I think the Big Ten right now, they've been winning the titles the last 3 years. So they're on a comparable level, I think, as the SEC right now. Some people would say that the SEC is better top to bottom, but I'm just telling you that, Kentucky was not good. Arkansas was not good. South Carolina was not good. Florida, they fired their coach. So I think the SEC, they're stating that they're very good from top to bottom, but we saw their coaches fired and things happen. Mississippi State's trying to make a comeback. So there's teams in that conference that are not that good right now. So the SEC's claim that from top to bottom they're the best. I would question that right now.
Yeah. Let's talk about Auburn for a few minutes.
Yeah, Auburn's another one I forgot to say. Yeah, they fired their coach, brought on a new coach too, Alex Golish. Go ahead, Donna. Yes.
I think it's going to be better, though. I mean, you think they're going to have a much better program? I
think they'll have a better chance because of the improvement of the offense. They brought their quarterback with them, Byron Brown from South Florida. He was the most productive quarterback, 28 touchdown passes, 14 rushing. That's 42. So he definitely could put points and affect your offense. And so you have the head coach as well, Alex Golish, brought some receivers, some offensive players, some players from the South Florida team that beat Florida last year. So I think they'll be better offensively, and defensively they'll probably be pretty steady like they have in the past. It's been the offense that struggled mightily. That's been the reason that they have been able to win some ball games. But Donna, as they say, and I'll repeat myself, it's highly competitive now because of that transfer portal, and the talent level has been spread around to all the teams.
Well, I'll have to tell you, living here in South Carolina, it's South Carolina and Clemson. And even like the pastor of the church we're going to, he said, "Oh, you're from Alabama. Oh, War Eagle, roll tide." And I said, "Yeah, it's a mixed marriage." I said, "I'm the War Eagle. He's the he's the War Eagle. I'm the War Eagle. He's the roll tide." And when I said that, he went, "Ooh."
He got nervous for you, did he?
Yeah, he said that. Now, I said, we have a powerful marriage. I said, except for that 1 week out of the year. I mean, there are other around the country too. We really don't hear a whole lot about. What about some of the other areas?
Yeah. Ohio State, Michigan. That's a big rivalry in the Big Ten. That's a huge rivalry. You have UCLA and USC. That's one that's within a city. Down at UCLA and USC, they're part of the Big Ten now. You have Texas and Texas A&M. That's a big rivalry that they're always fighting and fussing all the time. And they didn't play for a while. Then they're playing. They're in the conference. And then you have Oklahoma and Texas. That's a midseason border rivalry. You have Kansas, Missouri. That's been a a hated rivalry for a long time, going back to the Civil War. Actually, those two states didn't like each other. You have West Virginia and Pittsburgh; they don't get along. California, Stanford, Oregon State, Washington State. I'm trying to think of a few others that. Of course, we have the South Carolina Clemson. We know about that one as well. I'm trying to think of a few others that. We'd get people. Oh, Pittsburgh and Penn State would play each other from time to time. They don't like each other, so that happens occasionally. Not like it used to, but so there's a number of rivalries around the country. Georgia Tech, Florida State. You have Miami, Florida State. That's a big rivalry as well. North Carolina State, North Carolina Duke. So there's rivalries from coast to coast that get people excited. Iowa State, they usually play that at the beginning of the year. That's a big rivalry. Michigan State. So there's many, and those are always fun for everyone.
And you know what? Marriages are decided on the first game of the season. I know ours was. So we were married September the 4th, and Phil's brother walked up to me and he said, you did this on purpose. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, because he's a huge Alabama fan. I mean, he and I was with each other like so many times. But he said, yeah, you planned the wedding on Alabama's first game of the season. And I said, no, I did not. And he said, yeah, you did because you're an Auburn fan. So actually in the South, I don't know about everywhere else, but in the South, we do actually plan weddings. I didn't that particular time, but.
Yes. Yeah, they do. They sure do. Yeah. Oh, one other rivalry I was going to tell you, Alabama, Tennessee. That's been a big rivalry in October for many, many years. And then, of course, Tennessee and Vanderbilt, they get together at the end of the season. Tennessee, Kentucky, that's a rivalry. Kentucky, Louisville. There's so many of them.
This is with everybody, don't they? Tennessee, they have many rivals.
Yes.
Yeah. Alabama has always been a rival, but it really began, and we will never forget it, probably 2 decades ago with Philip Fulmer.
Right. Yeah, that's still present in some people's minds. Yes.
Yeah, it is, especially from a lot of our folks that watch the show.
Right. Oh, yeah. That'll be around forever.
And people name kids after. I know in our family there are kids that are named, after some of the. It's kind of crazy, but after kids are named after the football team.
Right. Oh, yeah. So, but it's always fun. So, like I say, some of those games they're not in the same conference, so they play them at the beginning of the year. Some play at the end of the year. Some Oklahoma, Texas. They've been in the conference together, the SEC and the Big 12 before. So that's been going on for a long time, even though when Texas was in the Southwest Conference and Oklahoma was with the Big 8. So that's a long-standing border rivalry.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. Okay, one more question. This one's going to be like a really weird question. So this is from Trey. And Trey said that he's going to be traveling around all of Alabama games, but he has this really burning question for you, and it's really important that you answer this correctly, okay?
Okay.
It's really important. Right. Okay, in all of your travels, who has the best barbecue?
Oh, the best barbecue. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, Alabama, the state of Alabama, they have pretty good barbecue, but I know Texas has their barbecue. And so, but Alabama, they have very good barbecue. State of Alabama. Yeah.
And then you got the Carolinas. They want to put vinegar and everything. So it's going to be a whole lot different than everything else. You just have to kind of like when in Rome, you know what I mean?
Right.
What you have to do. Anything you'd like to say before we go? About a minute left.
Oh, no, just people could check out all the video interviews that we've conducted at the Manning Passing Academy. And we tried to get as many quarterbacks as we could within that 40-minute session. And we got I think we did all the SEC quarterbacks that showed up for the 40-minute session. Another quarterback is Camario Taylor from Mississippi State. We interviewed him as well. So, but just check out our website at AP As We See It. All the YouTube interviews and events that we cover in our weekly show is on there as well, and on Spotify. And check your local listings, and we put the links on Facebook and Instagram and our X account as well.
There you go. AP, thank you so much for being with us. And thank you guys so much for watching the show. And thank you for the questions. Donna at donnasedge.com. Donna at donnasedge.com. Again, thank you so much for watching.